paid me to defend the pick, I can't do it.
But I just don't think they're gonna win. But I just don't think they're gonna win.
If you paid me to defend the pick, I can't do it.
But I just don't think they're gonna win. But I just don't think they're gonna win. He hit 366. He hit over 500.
You paid me to defend the pick, I can't do it.
He hit 366. He hit over 500.
The more you analyze it, the more holes you come up with.
But I just don't think they're gonna win. But I just don't think they're gonna win.
You blew up the draft with that pick. Nobody expected that pick. Scared to give the F, huh? Scared to give the F, huh?
You have Nanu, who was the MVP. If your team could just field the ground ball, and throw it in and not give Zach home runs on singles the last week of the season.
I have Allen Jamal leading off because we know T.I. loves him. Scared to give the F, huh? Scared to give the F, huh? If you paid me to defend the pick, I can't.
He hit 366. He hit over 500. He hit 366. He hit over 500.
Analyze it. The more holes you come up.
I just don't think they're gonna win. But I just don't think they're gonna win.
If you paid me to defend the pick, if you paid me.
He hit 366. He hit over 500. Over 500. Over 500. But I just don't think they're gonna win. But I just don't think they're gonna win.
This commercial break is brought to you by Fonz Fired Pizza, proud sponsor of the YMSL. Ain't nothing better than getting saucy with Fonz. Reach out to Fonz Fired Pizza for any occasion. We got you covered. And don't forget about our signature frozen pies. They come in various different flavors. Stay saucy, my friends.
We are back
to the Houston Colt 45's, led by Ali Marshall. Definitely had an interesting draft. Traded up, traded back, stockpile picks in the 30s. You know, picked a lot of guys. Had a plan going in. And I think he executed his plan pretty much to script. And let's break it down.
One of the best things he did was he went from 13 to 10. So instead of getting an EBJ or a Marty, he got Buka, right? Which, you know, they're all great players. And then that allowed him to move up from the 40s to the 30s, 50s to the 40s. And that got him this guy, and that got him this guy. So that trade did wonders for him. And it's funny. Where do you think those bats should have been? Should have been on T.I.'s team, which, you know, never again might be turned into, we'll never see them again. So, listen, that's where the bats went. And they went over here.
Okay, let's look at the outfield.
Okay, you want to go outfield?
Night League stats.
Those NIL deals.
No. But in the outfield, Ruby Shalou, you know, last year on a terrible team, we know, but was an MVP candidate. You know, he's the one guy who showed up for the Black Sox. You know, he did it the year before on Mo Money. Yeah. You know, he's proven to be, you know, I know he plays the defensive spot and he's considered the better brother, but offensively, you know, he's made a name for himself. He doesn't play center field, he plays a corner, but he's a tremendous run producer. I think he had 20 RBIs, 18 RBIs.
Not only that.
You know, so he drives in the runs. I think, you know, Buka, so underrated offensively. I think we all got in our heads, you know, we've seen over and over again, the base hit to center field, that he keeps playing into a double, or, you know, letting runners score from first base. That it's not even a play. It's not a play. He's got to realize, get on a knee and block the ball.
Yeah, well,
you know, so he's not a great defensive center fielder.
I have these two switching here. I have him play center.
Yeah, well, even if he's in right, it's the same play. Saying he could be in right. Yeah. If he doesn't stop a ground ball that's a base hit, it's a problem. But offensively, he's 426 with a 745 slug.
He slugs.
You know, he's a power hitter in the leadoff spot. He's a catalyst to an offense. Thanks. And if he bats before Steven Shalou, Ali, Ruby Shalou, Mavora, it's a real cog. You know, he goes next to guys like MC and like A.B. Cohen. Offensively, he's much better. Defensively is the question, but he's so fast and so talented. He's not dropping fly balls. He has a mental block on this play that seems to be, you know, the more we talk about it, it keeps to, you know, rear its ugly head week after week, especially in the playoffs.
So I spoke to him about this one day, and he was like, I know that's my problem, and I'm not going to let it happen. And I'm telling him, dude, no one is even running to second base.
Right.
No one is going anywhere. Just pick it up with your hand if you have to. Stop running over the ball. It's the only issue.
If we think about the Z play, it was yeah, get down on a knee. Yeah, I like it. That's what I do. You know, you had Aharon at first and a base hit, and even if he's going to third and Z's going to second, you're up by 1 run.
Right.
You just need to stop it. The bobble lets him score. The throwaway lets him score, and now it's a home run and you lose the World Series.
He might be rushing because he doesn't know what to do. So he might be rushing.
So I
here,
think
but it's
that's
like, whoa,
right.
I don't have to rush on a single right now. There's sometimes where you have to rush.
Right.
Whoa,
But I
whoa.
think-
Single here, I'm flying in.
Man on second, and we have to throw the guy at the
So
plate
he
to
may
do or
not-
die play. There's not a
But
do or
by the
die
way,
play.
no one's talking to him on this team. It's not going to be Ruby. I don't know Alco. This guy ain't talking. Shalou doesn't talk.
Well, I think
So,
Ali's
who's
got to
gonna
see
tell
as
him?
the captain.
Yeah.
Ali's got to be, we
Not
got
the
to
most
understand.
vocal.
The most vocal player is going to have a muzzle on with this catcher
Right.
equipment.
No,
He's
but,
not going to
but
even be able to
you know
talk.
what it is? I think Mavora talks. I think that it's all, a lot of it is pre-play. What are we doing before the ball gets hit? You have to know that we're not rushing it.
course.
So I think that it's a talking before the ball's hit. And like you said, Alco might be here, he might be here. It doesn't matter. It's just such a simple play.
It's such a ridiculous problem
Yeah.
to have, and it's so fixable. Just don't make the play. Just,
Right.
just calm down. Okay.
Yeah.
He had 20 hits last year. That's very good. 10 of them extra base hits, which
Awesome.
translates
He's
to
awesome.
slugging.
He's an extra
Home
base
runs,
hit machine.
triples, doubles, fastest guy in the league, and he's at the top of any lineup.
Great stat.
This guy, the best sign-up of the year that didn't play
Yeah,
last
so happy
year.
he's back.
Unbelievable
You know,
sign-up.
I think he took a year off. I think he's recharged. I think he's ready. To me, he's a guy who's not an all-star. He's an MVP candidate.
Of course.
He can win the most valuable player. He's
Sure
with
he's
me
won
and
it,
Z.
no? Has he or no?
He has one.
He's
2018 he won.
Z, Jacobati, Steven Shalou.
Joe G.
They're game changers at short. Let's see, keep the shortstop game changers. Joe G's an outfielder.
Does
Let's
he?
see. I think he's really defensively. His arm, he turns
His arm
two.
is the best.
I really think that this is the year that can really be. And he has guys like Ali and his brother batting behind him. He's going to see pitches.
So I think his arm is as good as anybody's. I don't know if his consistency on the hard ground balls is as good
Well, I
as
think he's a
back
Brooklyn
in the
shortstop. I think
day.
he's a Brooklyn shortstop. Doesn't get in front of the ball too much because he's
Right.
playing on the concrete. You get the true hop.
He does.
You
He's
think
a
he
little
makes
bit off to the
all
side.
ways?
Plays, yeah.
I
I think he's
remember
a
a
little bit off
lot
to
of
the
like
side.
I remember Mean Machine is what I'm going off.
I think
of.
him and
remember a lot
John
of them.
are very hit or miss the way they feel.
John for
they
sure.
they have the great arm and they have the swag.
And also my
And his
question
bat,
about
he's
Shalou.
electric. His
He's
bat,
very
his bat,
underrated.
bat speed is something
Shalu's
ridiculous.
very underrated defensively at short. He really is.
Okay.
He'll make, of course, the tough play and he'll throw
Yeah.
someone out like Zach will. He'll steal hits like Zach will.
Yeah.
He's the only one. And Jack has a good arm also. Jack will steal a couple. But the basic ones, Shalou makes the basic ones. He does.
Okay.
Shalou makes the basic
Well,
ones.
I don't think that's their problem. I think they took him early. He was the number
early
4
as
pick.
could be,
He would have been the
He's
number 3
underrated.
pick with the
Very
contingency
underrated.
trade
And
that you
also,
had.
his throws, I know they're like whatever. He's toned down the throw. His throws are right here.
I know.
No, he's throwing
See,
a
like,
rocket
a guy
from the
like
ball.
this, a
Excellent.
guy like this who's a rookie,
Oh,
and we said on the night league he had 237. Everyone's talking about him like he's the best rookie. He's a rookie of the year candidate.
Yeah.
But I think on this team it's a perfect spot for him because in the lineup 426, 404, 458, 500, 442. They're not relying on him. He could just be a guy. Come in, do your job.
Perfect.
Whether it's at center field or left field.
Very lucky
it's-
kid.
he fell into a veteran team
Alco,
where he could
you're
just
a very
be his
lucky
guy.
Very lucky guy. Great team, and just like he said, there's not any pressure. You just do your thing. You could be great, or you could just be
Yogi
regular.
a couple of years ago hit 500. He went down to 279. He's
Yeah.
not catching. He's got to have to hit a little bit. He's got to have to hit. Sal Dean hit 447 in real at bats.
That's
He's
amazing to me.
gonna hit for us all.
Yeah, but listen, Yogi batted 2 years in a row, 429 and 513. Last year had a terrible year, 279. I think it's because he didn't get the catcher's job. I think.
Correct.
And now he's not getting it again because his bat is too good. You have to put him in the lineup. What are you going to do with Ray?
One of the hardest things to do is DH. I
Yeah.
DH one time. It's miserable. I don't know how people hit in DH. I don't know how.
Right.
So I can't blame him for hitting 300 sitting on the bench. It's very hard.
He's
So
also
I do agree with
he
you that
was
catching
working on his
helps.
defense and playing a position. Maybe he splits time with Mavora at first
Maybe.
and catches a little bit. I think Mavora,
That would be
Mavora is such a professional hitter. He hits him no matter what he's gonna hit. I looked at 442, and that's his down year. His worst year was 442. On the Tigers, he was our best hitter. He's clutch. He started the year something like 9 for 10 or something like that in 2 weeks.
More, I think.
He's really awesome. A great guy to have, a guy that every team wants.
I think Buka top 10 in slugging. Ruby Shalou top 10 in slugging. I think
Shalou,
second
Ali
in the whole
also.
league.
Shalou's also
And then you
slugging.
have these two guys that hit the ball as hard as any
And
guy
Ali,
right
hey,
in between
stand
them.
down here.
This is lethal with Ike Mavora right after them,
Right.
and then this is gravy. This is gravy. He's in a great
Right.
spot. Abe Saka we'll talk about in a second. I also like this because you have a guy that gets injured every single year and a guy that gets injured every single year. But you have these guys that could come in. Like, let's say you have to put Saul to third. Now you put Saldine in second. No problem.
I grew
Absolutely.
up. Abe Saka always hit on his teams.
Yeah, he was good.
He was a good hitter. He wasn't always a pitcher. He used to play third a little
Yes,
bit, and he would
yeah.
hit. When you're pitching, he wasn't worried about hitting. Sometimes captains like to hit for the pitcher.
He wants
He
to
had
hit.
some hip problems. They're in the past. He was 1 for 11 2 years ago. I don't put much stock into it. I think, for a bottom of the lineup guy, they have Ray and Soul. Not going to give you much offensively. He's going to be in the lineup.
No, I
He can
don't
hit.
think so. No. He wants to hit, but with this lineup, I don't see him getting in this lineup.
Who would you hit? You have Soul and Ray Esses. So are they one of them gonna hit?
Oh, sorry. You're right. Ray's not. So Saul could hit.
Soul can get some
Yeah.
hits.
So AB will get some at bats.
Barnathan,
You're right.
I thought he's got a lot of talent.
Barnathan's
He's a
very-
lifer, but I
very-
think he could have been. He made so many bonehead plays
Yeah.
next to Ti.
I don't
It seemed
know.
like he just didn't know the game.
How do
at
you
certain
draft
times.
Barnathan at 62
Over Roland?
with Roland at 66?
That's a good
How?
question.
How?
No.
Roland's better defensively and
I
offensively.
think he is.
I don't
How do
agree.
you draft Barnathan
You
over
played with him
Roland?
last year.
I don't agree.
You
I
played
don't
with him
agree.
How
last
could
year.
you not agree?
I don't agree. I played with Barnathan last year. First off, Barnathan's a very underrated hitter. Very underrated.
He got
hits.
312.
No, he didn't have at bats, but when he did, he was huge for us.
Mhm.
Okay, he could hit, and he actually has a very nice swing. He could hit.
He's definitely a gamer.
Defensively, his upside is way higher than Roland. Roland's probably just a headier type of player. Barnathan's out in space a little bit, but Barnathan can play short. I was actually going to think about putting Barnathan to play short this
What?
year. Yeah,
You're crazy.
No, I played with him
You're
last
crazy.
year.
He's done nothing to show that he should be playing short.
I played with him last year. He played
He
short.
kind of
Okay,
reminds
that's all
me.
we
He
have.
kind
He
of
was great.
reminds me of.
He was very good at
I mean,
short.
you're gonna disagree with the way that you just spoke about him, but he reminds me of like an Abe Soroya, where
Yes,
a guy
no, I
who,
agree.
you know what?
I like that.
He's
That's
just,
perfect.
That's
I
perfect.
think but Abe Soroya to me will never get a chance to play short because of all the problems that he just out to space.
Yeah.
You can't have your shortstop be out to
So-
lunch.
so he has
You
the
know,
same-
yes, he makes great plays and he's into it and he cares about it, but. This needs to be. There's much more intangibles that come along with playing there. than-
I'll tell you what, this guy is Abe Soroya. That's dead on.
Dead on.
That's perfect. And Roland ain't swinging on the first pitch after you draw a walk or
Correct.
whatever that situation was on the Cucumbers.
Right.
So and
He
this
is.
guy
He
might.
is. He is. No,
This
he
guy
will.
is.
He'll throw the first pitch over his head. He will.
Right.
Okay.
But again, they don't really necessarily need him for anything more than to field the ball.
Yeah.
This offense, is a
Roland's
real
much smarter
offense.
player.
The question is this,
Obviously.
right?
That's the whole question.
He had a lot of pitchers to take. He could have went safe and took a Leo. He could have took Jeffrey, and you know what you're getting. You don't know what you're getting. He's just because of the injury. Bulldog, a guy I wanted to play with. I thought this is the year Saban is his friend. He might have taken him.
Yep.
I wasn't sure what we were doing with Yak. I really thought that health-wise, this guy 2-3 years ago was the third pitcher
Yes,
after
he
Navy and Max.
We used to slot him in the second or
Throws
third
a heavy
round.
ball.
We used
Throws a very heavy ball
That's
when
what we
he's
used to
on.
say about Moses.
Yes, down in the zone, and one of the best competitors this league has ever seen.
Okay, but with a team like this that has everything, you have the lineup, you have the defense, was it the right move to take the risk with the upside over Leo, Jeffrey Saka,
100%.
whatever, but you
100%.
know what you're getting?
Ali had a bunch of picks in the 30s. He had everything already.
Everything is good.
He went with the
No,
best
but
pitcher.
you know what I also
He's
think?
really good.
I
like
also
that pick.
think
Good
it's
pick.
not so much. He was hurt last year. He took care of it early, like around the draft last year. He took care of it.
Skip the year.
And he's not. He's more than fully back.
Yeah,
he's
he's
been fully back for a while. I think he pitched in the Tahina League a little bit.
He did,
So
he did.
he's been fully back since the end of the summer, and he has that extra 6 months where he's not coming back just in time. He's almost on my timeline where we just missed the season by a couple of weeks. You know, we weren't.
He'll have a couple of rocky starts early, but he's gonna pick it up and he'll be in.
But if you look,
his
his last year Cherokee's Tribe, but that was his second to last year. He got rocked on Cherokee's Tribe.
Cherokee Tribe, he got rocked.
He had another year.
He had
Lopez
another year,
had a
but he might have
mustache
also
on
got
that
rocked
team.
on the next year. Because I
He
think
lost in the playoffs. Mo money knocked him out.
you know, health-wise
Mo
is the
money,
key.
Mo money,
I think he's healthy,
was it?
competitor.
Get back, bulldozer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Blitz them.
I don't know how Saul and Saladin are not on your team. First of all, it's exactly you need
Well,
one
you
of
need
those
one of
two
them.
guys,
You need
and you
one of
really
them.
need Saladin because you need the bat and the second baseman. That's the guy for you. Go call up this guy. Call up Ali right away.
I'll make sure to call.
No, call Ali right now, right after the show because.
Yeah, but why
he's
does
good
Ali
looking.
want man?
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
He does not.
You know, why does he want Raw?
Who's Ali's fourth outfielder? Who's going to the outfield
I
in
don't-
the event of
Right, so that's
something?
that's your
Maybe that's what he
question.
wants.
That's your question. You know, if he's saying that I need a fourth outfielder,
Oh,
if
he
I-
doesn't
you know,
have one.
He
he doesn't
really
have a
have
fourth
one.
outfielder.
Okay, good, beautiful. We need holes on this team.
Yeah,
That's a hole.
yeah. I feel bad for Yogi.
Did
He's a
Barnathan
really
ever
good
go
catcher.
out when you guys played four outfielders? Who went out for your team when you played four outfielders? You didn't play it much. Because there's just guys
Cheetah,
who
Ruby
Cheetahs
Shea.
went out.
Yeah, he can handle if he
You
can
know,
move.
because I
You had
think
Ruby
it's very
Shea
important.
also.
Something that goes underrated that Ike Mavora brought to the league. We never went four outfielders for Ali Marshall.
Right.
He played his whole career. Marsham and Ali Marshall. They played three outfielders, and there was because who was the short center fielders?
And there was
it
a
was
Crown and Ray.
it was David Braca and Norman Gash Jamal. That
Yeah.
was the short center. Steven Shalhoub changed the game when he went to short center field and started winning World Series.
And then you did
and
it
then
also.
I copied him. I said,
Yeah.
this guy's changing the game at short center. You know, so then you had a guy who could play, and then Mavora came and said, we're going to play four outfielders for the big hitters, or play four outfielders the whole time. You know, and it kind of changes the game. But
It's a
I think
Belichick
now,
type of move.
you know, now you see, when you have a four-hitter up, Hank DeWeck, we're going to give him the single, and we're going to take away the two-run homer, and it's the right play. But you have to be able to have the guys. I know Threat Level Midnight did not have the guys that year, and Farka knocked out the one seed because they never went four outfielders.
My only concern with this team is the vocals. It's a very quiet, deadbeat team.
Well, A.B. Saka is going to be the leader.
I don't know if he can.
You know?
I don't know.
I think he's not so quiet.
Him and Ray.
I think he's not so quiet. I think he's fiery. I think he'll take the leadership role. And I think Mavora's not so quiet. He might be a little bit quiet on Sundays, but you know, Monday through Friday, he's giving his input.
The brain trust is obvious. It's right here. It's Ike. It's Ray.
JT,
it's Saka.
tell us a little bit more about Alco, because from all the guys, the Isaac Sasson, Alco, Sonny Gindi, Soli Esses, this is the one guy that they all told us that is really the best of the bunch.
He is. It's the best of the world.
Is he
How
a
old is he?
leader? Is
What
he
is
a power hitter? Is he a
He can hit a home run. Yeah.
he can hit a home run? Is he?
Hits a home run to left side.
Who does he remind you of all the center fielders you've seen in your day? Any comps?
He's right in between Jake and Irwin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
So more of a defensive.
He's actually close to Jake. He's really good.
Wow.
He's really good. I mean, it was.
This is a really good team. I mean,
This is a really
when
good team.
Sort of looking for things. This team is really good.
I'm gonna give my grade first.
But you have to remember, Ali gets hurt every year. Mavora gets hurt every year.
But they're
And
they're asked to do very little. Ali's been asked to play center field and shortstop. If he's just playing
Yeah,
third,
that's true.
you
That's
know,
true.
he's not being asked to do much.
Very smart move by Ali to go to third also. I don't need
Great
him
spot.
running around
No,
here.
no.
And I think he's wasted over here.
He's got the best arm.
Best arm we've ever seen.
Yeah,
Stick
yeah,
him
that-
right
that-
here.
that's
Let
his
him
spot.
field the ball. Let him fire across all day. And Mavora will pick it whenever it goes in the dirt. Shalhoub. This is a really good team. It's hard to find anything.
I
like
don't think this team's gonna win it all, but I do think it's a really good team. So I'm gonna give them an A, but I don't think they're gonna win it
Why?
because
How could you not think an A is going to win it?
I'll tell you.
Because I don't think they're winning it either, and I don't know why.
I know, so I'll tell you why. Because I think early on they're gonna just split, and Saka's gonna have a good game, will have a bad game, and then I think missing time. I think if they miss some time, they're a little bit depleted. They don't have an extra outfielder. Injuries, like you said, could happen. I just think something's gonna happen, but it's a great team.
I
It's a great
think
team. I give them an A.
this is my, I didn't really put a ranking on my own team. This is my number one team.
So give me an
This
A.
is my number one team, but no, I'm gonna give a B plus.
So,
I don't think there's, I think the league's very balanced. I think every team has their holes, but I really like this team a lot. Maybe a B plus plus. I don't think they're an A minus, but I think that this is a team that we're gonna have to prepare for to see in June.
so there's something about Shalhoub. He didn't play last year, and it wasn't like, John, who was dying to play, or Mark, who couldn't play, or Mo Shama, who was opening the store and was saying, please, I have to figure it out. He didn't want to play. He doesn't love the action of the league like a lot of us. I think there's something missing over here. He's so talented. He's so good.
Well, his brother loves it.
His
So
brother
what's so crazy?
loves
His
it.
brother can't get past
Brother loves it. His brother's asking me for the whiteboard show already, day after the draft and everything.
His brother married someone that lives
But-
next door to firemen's.
Just so he can be
He loves
close.
firemen's. He loves the field. He
But
loves
this
the-
guy, I don't know. I don't know what it is. He doesn't seem to love the league like the 95 others for whatever reason. And I think there's something missing. Abe Saka coming off of an injury and pitching bad the 2 years before. On paper, this team is great. I don't see it winning a championship. I can't put my finger on it.
Same.
I'm going B.
Norm,
What
we
we
have
got?
the
you.
same feeling
Feeling,
on that.
right? Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
You went A, and you had that feeling.
Yeah.
No,
It is an A. It's a very strong team.
How am I can I give it an A? It's such a good team.
Yeah.
But I just don't think they're gonna win.
This commercial break is brought to you by Fonz Fired Pizza, proud sponsor of the YMSL. Ain't nothing better than getting saucy with Fonz. Reach out to Fonz Fired Pizza for any occasion. We got you covered. And don't forget about our signature frozen pies. They come in various different flavors. Stay saucy, my friends.